Shoulders are feeling pretty good there. Welcome back, everybody. We've got another exciting kettlebell workout in store for you guys today. We're going to be working some complexes. Basically, what that means is we're going to do a series of exercises without putting the bell down. It's going to be all unilateral again, much like yesterday. So we'll be hitting one arm at a time. We're going to use an EMOM format like we did on Monday. So we've got every minute on the minute. We're going to hit 10 minutes, so it's 5 rounds for each. And I want somewhere between 3 and 5 reps of each movement inside of the 1 minute time frame. So ideally, we're looking at like 30 to 40 seconds of work when we get into the strength section. And then we'll rock a little more traditional cardio today when we get to the end. So our warm-up today is going to involve the kettlebell still. We're going to be hitting some squats, some grounded shoulder. So we're not going overhead. We're just bringing the kettlebell up to the shoulder. And then some kettlebell swings, all done with 2 hands for the warm-up, just to get the blood flowing and get us moving a little bit. All right. So we're going to need our kettlebell. As I said, we're going to be hitting 3 movements. So it's going to be a 7-minute AMRAP. We're going to hit 7 reps of each movement, resting as little as possible between them, and then try to cycle through a few rounds. And again, just like yesterday, the goal is to get the body moving, get the body primed for the workout, not to actually hit as many reps as we can. So focus on the quality, make sure we're getting good reps of each movement as we work our way through. So ground to shoulder, basically it's like a clean, okay? So if we've done the ground to overhead, then we'll be relatively familiar with this. We're just gonna bring it up to the chest instead of pushing it up overhead at the end. So we come down to that kettlebell, grabbing it from the top with both hands, stand, bring that kettlebell to the chest, nice and tall, nice and strong, back into your hands, back to the floor, and repeat, okay? After we've finished 7 of those, we're just gonna grab the bell by the ends, take a seat, drive the floor away, and repeat. I'm actually going to adjust that camera angle just a little bit because I'm not 100% happy with it. Okay, so when we get to the bottom of a squat, we want to make sure that we're breaking parallel. So the hips should be below the knees, and then we drive the floor away. Ideally, if you can't achieve that depth of a squat, that's okay. Work within whatever range that you do have, but really try and sink a little bit deeper with every rep of squats that you get done. All right, so after we finish those squats, then we're gonna hit some kettlebell swings. I'm gonna demo this one from the side. So ideally, the kettlebell should start about an arm's length away if we're starting from the floor. If we're starting from the swing, you can drop it down right into the hinge, thrust, and push the bell away. Ideally, what we wanna see with those kettlebell swings is that hip hinge and snap. So we're utilizing the glutes, getting good power from the lower body to drive that kettlebell up. So we grab the bell, we hike, push, pull back through, push back up again. Okay, so the key is that hip snap, shoulders, lats, core stay nice and tight, and then we pull the bell back through, right into another hinge, and snap that weight back up. Okay, so cycle through 7 reps each movement for 7 minutes. Are you guys ready to go? I'm ready to go. Let's get this done. And there we go. 7 minutes on the clock. And hope. And let us begin. So ground to shoulder, nice strong posture. Grab, pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7. Bringing it back to the floor. We start back at the top. Hopefully you've got yourself some water nearby. Taking a break as you need it. As I'd like to see you get probably 5 to 7 rounds inside of the 7 minutes. That will get the heart rate up pretty high, get you breathing pretty heavy, and get you warmed up for what's to come. So if anything's sore from the last few days of workouts, you'll probably start to notice it right now. So for me, biceps, triceps are hurting a little bit from the last couple of days. So they're letting me know they want me to slow down. But guess who's in charge? This guy. So back to the grind. Hopefully you have a reasonably heavy bell for this, so that it is actually a touch challenging. It's a little bit too light, and you might not be really getting a good cardiovascular response. This weight is pretty well right where I would like it to be. So it's a 50-pound bell, which I find is a pretty good weight for most stuff for guys. All right. Apparently, my mic does not like that position on my hip here, and these damn shorts do not want, there we go, to let me put it on the pocket. All right. We got about a minute and a half, got 5 rounds done already. Pretty happy with that overall. But we're gonna get at least one more in here before the time's up. So workouts should start with a good warm-up, and the warm-up should set the tone for the rest of the workout. So if the workout's going to be challenging, warm-up should be challenging. And the more aggressive that you can make the warm-up, the more aggressive you'll feel as you hit the workout. 40 seconds left. Probably could have finished there. All right. Pushed me up into the red zone a little bit there at the end. All right. Good start. Grab yourself some water. Take a moment. Let that heart rate come down a little bit. So, as I said, the warm-up should set the tone for the rest of the workout for you. So, the goal of any good warm-up should be to rehearse some of the movements that are going to be involved in the workout or some variations thereof. So you'll know that we're going to have some swings, some squats, and some cleans in today's workout. We're going to be doing them single arm instead of two arms. Ideally, if you don't have a good weight for that, you can come back to those same variations we were just using and work your way through the workout that way. That would be fine. So keep the warm-up going into the strength section for today. If your weight's a little bit too heavy for you to do these movements single hand, if your weight's a little bit light, then I'll want you to try to push for some extra reps in each minute of the strength section today. So we're going to be doing an EMOM, as I said. And what I want to see is 3 to 5 of each. So we're going to start with 3 to 5 single arm kettlebell swings. And we're going to move into 3 to 5 single arm kettlebell cleans, and then 3 to 5 single arm kettlebell squats. Okay, so we're going to have offset squats here because we're just going to have the weight on one side. So for each of these movements, you're going to challenge your core just a little bit more than you would with the two-hand version. The two-hand versions do still work the core, but it is a little bit easier when you're using both hands together to keep everything tight. When you switch to single arms, what will often happen for people is they'll start to rotate their core a little bit with the movements to try and accommodate for the offset of the load. So what we want to do with today's routine is really focus on keeping that core nice and tight and trying to keep ourselves a little bit more straight to the camera in my case, right? So keeping the shoulders and hips square with a target in front of you as opposed to letting things get shifted. Okay, so that's your focus for these movements today. So I'm just going to demo how these movements go. So swings, we've already seen some two-hand swings. The one-hand variation is very similar. All we're going to do, though, is grab with the one hand instead of with two. So we hinge back from the hips, grab that bell, cycle it through, push it up with the hips, pull it back down, and push it up with the hips again. Okay, so from the side, making sure we get that good hip hinge, right? Hike that kettlebell through, driving it up. And you can have a little bit of turn as you come down, but again, we're trying to stay relatively square as we hit that movement. Okay? The focus is glutes, hamstrings to generate the power, keeping the upper body and core nice and tight as we hit that movement. Okay? So then, as soon as you finish your 3, 4, 5, however many reps you're doing of your swings, again, if you've got a lighter weight, shoot for more reps. If you've got a heavier weight, you can shoot for less reps. Try to find a target that is challenging for you to finish inside of the 1 minute block, but not so challenging that you start to lose the integrity of your form for those movements. So quality always comes first, but once we get into the later rounds, if you're starting to miss a rep here or there, that's okay. That's actually a good sign. That means you're challenging the intensity appropriately. Okay, so cleans, next movement. So once you finish that last swing, instead of putting the bell down, you're going to move right into a kettlebell clean, okay? So the top position for a clean should be the fist right underneath of the chin, elbows relatively tight but pointed relatively forward, okay? So we don't need to be like way up here. I don't want you pointed down at the floor when you catch, okay? So it should be elbow just slightly forward. Nice, strong posture, strong core at the top position there, okay? So it's going to look like this. So, hike. So that's your catch position. Then you're going to push the bell down, hinge again, push. As you bring the hips forward, you want to pull the weight up and get underneath of the bell, okay? So again, if you're struggling with the single hand variation and you want to switch back to that ground to shoulder, that's fine. Feel free to do that. You get 10 rounds of those instead of 5 rounds for each arm. It's still going to be a great workout. Okay, so you can hit 2 hand swings, then the 2 hand ground to shoulder, and then the goblet squats. Once you finish your cleans, if you're doing the single arm variations though, then we move in to the front squat position. Okay, so on that last clean, you bring that weight up. We're in that front squat position. So again, elbows a little bit in front of the bell, fist right underneath of the chin, strong core, strong posture, and then we take a seat, drive the floor away, and repeat. Okay? Try to push your whole foot into the floor as you squat. So we want to make sure that we're pushing the heels, the toes, everything into the floor. Pay particular attention to trying to get the pinky toe down as well when we're hitting those squats. All right, so 10 minutes, every minute on the minute, we're going to cycle through these movements. You guys ready? I know I'm ready. I got a good sweat going already. I'm excited. Let's bring up my interval timer here. And all right. So it's just going to go right into this. So I'm going to grab a quick drink before we get going. And actually, I'm going to put a little bit of my liquid chalk on as well, because these reps are going to start getting challenging to hold on to that bell. So the first few rounds should feel relatively easy-ish, right? Like they're challenging, but they're not so challenging that you are worried that you're not going to be able to finish. What you want is to somewhere around that like round 6 or 7, that things start to get a little bit more challenging and you start to wonder if you're going to be able to keep the form and integrity of the movements going as you get into the later sets. So if your intensity is appropriate, then that's what you should be experiencing. If it's a little bit light, you'll know by about that point if it wasn't heavy enough. Again, you can scale the reps up as we work through if you want. So if you start with 3s and you feel like 3s are a little bit too easy, you decide to bump up to 4 or 5, great. Feel free to scale up as we move. If you're finding that you start at 5 and you're like, okay, no, that was too much, you can always scale back down to 3 or 4 of each movement instead. Okay? So again, we're looking for about 30 to 40 seconds of work here with like 20 to 30 seconds of rest in each round, getting a little bit less rest as we move through. So 3 cleans, well, 3 to 5 cleans, or 3 to 5 swings, 3 to 5 cleans, and 3 to 5 front squats. All right? Let's get rolling. We got 5 seconds. Here we go. I'm going to be hitting 5s. All right. Good first round. It took me about 25 seconds. A little on the fast side. That's okay because I can tell that those are going to get a little bit more challenging as we move through this routine today. So, try to focus on keeping your breathing steady as you move through each round. Breathing through the nose is always preferred, so nasal breathing. But if you need to breathe out through the mouth, sometimes that will happen. It's to be expected. All right. Other arm. Let's go. try to move this to the back here. Keeps getting a little bit caught on me. That's not going to work. All right. All right. Back to that right arm. Let's go again. Let's try to improve on that positioning for the mic. There we go. That should be much better. All right, left arm again. Let's go. That's 2 rounds for each arm so far. Hitting 5 for each arm as we work our way through. So again, if you're finding that those 5s are feeling a little bit easy, feel free to scale up a little bit. So you could hit 6, 7 of each and probably still be getting pretty good activation and a decent rest period each time. But scaling as you need to there. All right, let's go back to the right arm. It gets more and more challenging to keep the breathing through the nose as you hit each round. Because as you start to struggle to control your breath, it becomes more and more difficult to control the rate of the breathing. So as the intensity climbs, you start to feel like you need to breathe through your mouth a little bit more. That's when it becomes even more important to try to make sure you're getting good breath through the nose. Feeling good. I feel like that heart rate is pretty steady right now, right where I would like it to be. It's 3 rounds for each arm, so we got 2 more for each. Let's go again for the right.
other nice things about nasal breathing is that it sort of slows you down because you're thinking about that at the same time you're trying to hit the movement, which generally means that you'll have a little bit slower reps, so you're more controlled and you're feeling the movement a little bit differently, which is good for our long-term results. Quality. So if slow is smooth, then you're going to be rocking your reps, doing a real good job of keeping everything tight and activated. All right, one more for each side. We're killing it, guys. Keep it going. I got a pretty heavy sweat going right now. Not going to lie. Definitely enjoying that. Feels good. That warm-up probably has a lot to do with that feeling right now. All right. Last one for the right arm. How are we feeling out there? We ready for that last round? You got about 20 seconds, and we'll be all done with that. All right. Left arm wraps it up. Boom. There we go. That's our strength section for today. Nice work. That should definitely have you breathing a little heavier. Feeling some activation through most of the body. That basically covered everything. Really didn't get much of a press action in there anywhere, but a lot of legs, hips, and a little bit of shoulder work with that nice strong high pull that comes with the cleans. So basically, like I said, covering all our various muscle groups with that one there. So as I mentioned at the start, we're going to be hitting a little bit more traditional cardio for the next section. What I want to do is 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off of cardio of choice. Okay, so you pick whatever you've got, right? So if you've got enough space to go for a little run, you could feel free to do a little run. I'm going to be using my inertia wave today. It's basically kind of like battle ropes, but better in my opinion. They activate you in a very different way from battle ropes. They're lightweight, very portable, great tool that you could use just about anywhere, really. So dig those out of the bag here. So they're basically elastic tubing. So you have a little bit of the elastic effect like you would from a band, and then you can hit various movements very similar to battle ropes, as I mentioned. So I'm just going to attach them to this elliptical over here. So the nice thing here is that you can set the intensity that you want for those 20 seconds that we'll be doing with 40 seconds rest. You've got lots of recovery time, so you should be able to push at a higher intensity. All right, there we go. Good. Is my water gone off too? All right, yeah. So 20 seconds work, 40 seconds rest. We're going to hit 10 rounds, so just 10 minutes of cardio. Easy peasy. As I said, with 20 seconds work, you should be able to hit a relatively high intensity on every single set. So the goal is to get the heart rate as high as possible in those 20 seconds. If you do not have any cardio equipment, you can hit burpees, jumping jacks. Maybe you've got a jumping rope, you want to do skipping. If you've got cardio machines, you can choose any of them. Basically, I want you to go hard for 20 seconds, rest for 40, and repeat that 10 times. Okay, so it's going to be tough, but keeping the intensity as high as we can is the goal. All right, so I'll probably be using various different modalities with the inertia wave here. If you happen to have one, grab it, use it, they're great. If you don't have one but you're interested, then if you're in Canada, inertiawave.ca. If you're in the States, .com, and you can pick them up. They're, I think, $100, $120, $150 somewhere in there. If you're buying multiples, you can get better deals, but it's definitely a good purchase for just about anybody, I would say. I got to set up my clock, actually. I was just going to jump right into it as though the clock was already running. Do I have the 2040 already set up in here? Nope. All right, so we'll do that now. All right, so 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off, 10 rounds. Again, push the intensity. And the goal is to get that heart rate nice and high during this section. Choose your cardio wisely, all right? Something that's going to be tough, but something that you're going to be able to keep your form and in like the integrity of the movement high as well, all right? 20 seconds are not long sets, so really try to push the pace as much as possible. And then, we got 10 rounds. You guys ready? I think I'm ready. Where'd start go? There it is. All right. Of course you did. So I attach it to the arms of my elliptical there, and it likes to move the arms sometimes as I get started. This is super annoying, because then I feel like the balance is off, and I can run out of space real fast with these. It's called the oxygen thief. Kind of enjoy that. How do you move anyway? Come on, here we go. Excuse me. So that's 2 rounds down. 8 rounds to go. 10 seconds to our next one.
gotta move again.
Seconds to our next round. I'm going to hit a more core-oriented version next. Battle ropes and inertia wave are not to be underestimated. They're both very challenging conditioning tools. They don't look like much, but they'll really suck the wind right out of you if you're not careful. All right. Let's try this one again. Oops. God damn it, not far enough back. There we go. I didn't put quite enough tension on the bands, or the, I guess you call them bands, on that last set, and was shaking the whole elliptical as a result. All right, we're halfway now. So we got 5 rounds to go. Try to keep that intensity up as we move through each round. 5 seconds. Oh, all right. Four more rounds. 3, 2, 1. Ah. All right. Apparently it's decided it wants to stay there. All right. If I could find a better place to set this up next time. Those movable arms are just driving me a little bit nuts. All right. 2 more. It's really like the inertia wave because I feel a lot more tension through the upper body as I hit my cardio too. It's one of the reasons why I used to love battle ropes. These are even better for that tension. So all right, one more. Gotta dig deep for this last set of cardio. I think I'm gonna bring it back to the floor for the last one so I can hit a little bit more core. All right, 5 seconds. And then we're in the last round. Whatever you got left, folks, let's get it done. And there it is. All right. And that is a wrap on that today. Nice work, everybody. Hopefully you guys got a good workout in there. If you were following along with the workout today, great. If you're watching this on YouTube as a recording, hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to go get my stretch on outside today because it is gorgeous out here and I just need a little bit more sun. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next stream. Peace.